Joining us today to give us some idea of the response and the reaction in America is the inimitable Perez Hilton. Perez, how lovely to have you on my program. Good evening to you.
Hello. I'm sad to be on for this occasion,
Yes.
but I think of Jerry Springer as a true icon and an inspiration for me because what a legacy he leaves behind. What a vast career, not just on television, but he was the mayor of a city in Ohio, the mayor of Cincinnati. He graduated from law school. He also worked as a journalist. Talk about having an appetite for life and doing so much. He did that. And another one of my great role models and inspirations is Joan Rivers. But Joan Rivers was somebody who was very polarizing.
Yeah.
You either loved Joan Rivers or you hated her. Whereas Jerry Springer, I think he was beloved by all. And I literally mean by all, because everyone of all ages in America watched his show. From college students who were in their dorm rooms between classes, to grandmothers watching, to everybody whenever they had a doctor's appointment, they were viewing Jerry Springer on TV. And he helped so many people. There's a current talk show host named Steve Wilkos who began as his security guard, who owes his entire career to Jerry. Over the last few years prior to his death, he was working as a TV judge. I mean, what a life.
Absolutely so. Now, one of your kind of facets of your illustrious career has been, I suppose you could say, correct me if you disagree with me, but kind of exposing the real person behind the TV persona. And as I know very well, often there's a gaping chasm between the person that they're projecting on the TV screen and the real person the moment the camera goes off. And that's been one of your specialities. I wonder whether you think Jerry Springer in real life was Jerry Springer on TV, and actually his kind of gentlemanly surprise at what was going on his own programme was a kind of hallmark of his behaviour in real life. It's like, oh, okay, that kind of a thing.
Call me gullible, but I bought into who we saw on television because either that or he was just the best actor with so much restraint. Because one of the miraculous, marvelous, appealing things about Jerry Springer is on his show, which if you watched it, there was a lot of shocking, a lot of scandal, a lot of fights. Mm-hmm. I saw him just presenting this and never looking down upon his guests. He didn't judge what was happening. And that would be hard for me. I'm a judgy person, okay? I would be, why, whatever, but not him, and that was a real quality that I think made him so appealing to so many.
Well, what's the sort of level of response to his death in the United States? Have you had quite illustrious stars and senators and, people that people respect saying how much they are sorry that he's passed away? Has it been all layers of people saying that today?
Mainly showbiz personalities, because he had such a storied career, decades on television. He worked with so many people. So, not just notable folks, but behind the scenes people that I know. And it really was heartwarming. The same thing did happen when Joan Rivers passed. Everybody that I know had a photo with Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
And they were
including me.
it.
I have one too. Because I co-hosted his show in Chicago in 1994.
Wow. And what do you remember of that?
I thought he was utterly delightful. I thought he was a most eccentric, unusual presenter because he distanced himself from his own show in this extraordinary way, as if he was surprised by what was unfolding. It was brilliant. But in real life, he was charming and eloquent and highly educated and, a highly intellectual and interesting and charming person. I thought he was marvellous, and I was very, very sad indeed to be losing him like that.
And really, I can't emphasize enough how much of an icon he was, because if you remember, or maybe you don't know, there was even a Jerry Springer opera.
I went to the opening night in London, of course I remember, where Jerry Springer was consigned to the bowels of hell, and he himself enjoyed it enormously. Perez, thank you for honouring us with your presence today. It's been a pleasure. Lovely to see you. Perez Hilton there all the way from America.